Hello, welcome to SoGoodReviews.com, the YouTube edition, and this week we take a look at Night and Fog from An Hui, and her prior movie, The Way We Are, showcased the gentle side of Tin Shui Wai, which is also dubbed The City of Sadness. But in Night and Fog she showcases she's not afraid to show why it's indeed called that. She goes for the jugular once again and is willing to let us bleed with the movie. And knowing Hui, she's a humanitarian and not afraid to showcase what life has to offer, even if it's about the gory, tragic consequences. If Hui's intentions were to mix a tragic tale with deep social commentary, the movie kind of fails. But if you only focus on the spiral of events leading to the unfair endings of characters, Night and Fog is a rousing success that hits you repeatedly where it hurts. An Hui works with a story structure that jumps back and forth. In particular, pleasing and unsettling is the flashing to moments of beauty that are in fact leading up to darkness at the end of the tale, and during the tale really. It's easy to follow, easy to be affected by, and Hui furthermore taps a little, but not in an intrusive manner, into a documentary aspect of the film, as we see the various interrogation tapes being shot in the aftermath of the murders. And it's a good device to briefly feature this, to get us into a real-life mindset that we need to. This is based on a true-life story, after all. Simon Yam's character Lee Sum, he carries rage and frustration as a man on social security, and having a working wife everyone oogles is a risk, a financial risk, and but not a risk of cheating actually, and it doesn't excuse anything we witness that he does. Before such grave events, such as Simon Yam's Lee Sum tying up Ling with fishing string before having sex with her and threatening her with a knife shortly thereafter, we witness An Hui's wonderful eye for the intensely real, the real feeling you get from the street. She just places the camera and captures reality, street reality. I don't know how to explain that properly, and it's a thread that is maintained throughout the film, even though you get the odd stylish excursion like a flashback being done in camera. Again, it's hard to explain, but Hui has an uncanny knack for capturing a street vibe, and it has to do with being on the street in locations. She brings in the angle of social workers and police being unable to provide any protection for Ling, and any strength gained for Ling, the strength gained for Ling comes via a sisterhood in a women's shelter she takes refuge in. And again, there's nothing new and extraordinary about the story, but these stories do happen, and I do believe Hui, in the end, after watching the movie, and thankfully isn't as intensely passionate about portraying what the government did wrong, but to portray something that is true to life, sadly. Night and Fog suitably becomes a straight simple tale, therefore. It becomes increasingly intense as well, and touching and real the closer we get to the rather disturbing climax, especially since we know of the outcome before. And it has much to do with the excellent Zhang Jingchu's performance. She's an emotional anchor, and Simon Yam is scary and intense, but needed to dial down the psychotic behavior a few notches for it to be truly believable. So in the end, you should set your aims ever so slightly lower, and remember that Night and Fog is not a top-notch social commentary. An Hui merely comments on events that are equal to yet another in our world, and she's not being shy about that. The movie hurts, touches, and I'm going to leave you with a phrase I've used myself before in a review, because it's applicable now as well. Pray that your world doesn't suck as hard.